and I think there's some really easy ways, whether you take your own photographs or not, to do that. So I think one of the most important things on your listings is to have multiple angles, multiple heights, and different focal lengths. And every room that you photograph or have photographed should have no less than 2 detail shots. So like if we were looking at our kitchen, your detail shot might be the floating shelves, or just the range. Of course, you would want to do it from a high angle down. Everything that I read on the internet about doing this said that you should only do S&Ls, and that's straight and levels. I totally disagree. Totally, it's boring. If you do that, all from the same angle, why? It doesn't make sense to me.
What about like, with the photographer, when he was here, he was like, well, you should pull out the drawers and show like all your utensils and...
I think that's really good. And so like if you can get 5 or 6 detail shots of every room, the secret on HostAway and Airbnb, I'm not sure about Vrbo, is if you change a photograph once a month, you float back up. So if you have a covey of like 10 photographs to pull from, one month you do this one, pull it back out, or leave it there and just keep adding. I do my photographs once a month, and it takes me a whole morning with 20 properties, because I'm always, well, I'm a little particular.
And why do you do that? It helps in the
algorithm.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings it back up. And so even if you hire a photographer, I've used some really great photographers, but I find that they do straight and levels. They do the same focal length wide. It's not really great. And like in this house, if I was photographing it, my money shot would be from up here.
Yeah.
A higher angle, you get all these rooms, and then you break them down. I really think that's important. I think that would be a great money shot for this house, and then doing the separate rooms. So the other thing that's really important if you're doing your own photographs, whether it's details or let's say for some reason the photographer forgot a room or you changed the furniture, you didn't want to pay $400 to get somebody back in. As you can see on this photograph, you divide this in thirds this way, this couch falls in a third. I'm not so hip on the green curtains, but that falls in a third. If you divide it this way, again, your attention is all in these lines. The only thing I would change on this photograph is it's got really poor cropping. Are you kidding me? Why is that there and why is that there? Now, what I found interesting on this listing is they have 5 photographs of this room.
The down key.
Thanks. Again, a good photograph, not as good. Nice angles. This one's up a little high. This bothers me. If you have a TV or a computer in the photograph, have it on. It's a lot of nice added color. So this listing had all these on there. No, that's too many of the same room. You save some of those for next month and just switch them in and out. When you do get ready to do photographs or hire someone, it's really important that you pick the right time of day. If you hired somebody to do this right now, this room, this is terrible because you don't have any natural light coming in, and this is a beautiful home. So you want to do it at the appropriate time. And then to do the swimming pool, you would never do that at high noon. It's too bright. The golden hour is when you do the outside photographs, and that's right as the sun is starting to set, like 1 hour before, so you can do multiple images. So we talked about the rule of thirds. We talked about different focal lengths and angles. It's called painting with your camera. You don't just take one photograph, and if you hire somebody, they usually do quite a few different views, not necessarily different heights or different focal lengths. They tend to do only wide, at least from what I see. So you wanna really have that mixed up, and it's called painting with the camera. You do that, and you'll be a lot happier with your images. So here is, again, all these photographs were on the listing. I think they're good, but it's a little too many. And I love that they put stuff on the table. So thinking about the details, this is kind of nice because it kind of disguises. Am I allowed to touch this?
Yes.
Sorry, okay.
You break it, you buy it.
Right. So again, this isn't on thirds as good as this one. This one's kind of a little bit wonky. They don't have the right angle. You see how it's tilted here?
Mm-hmm.
All they had to do was bring the camera forward a little bit like that, and that would have fixed that. But this is really good on the thirds. This is excellent on it. This one, too much empty space, but it's okay. I wouldn't throw it away. Different angles. Like I said, the money shot here is up high. All lights always on. So here's one room. You can see that it's done in the daytime. How much different would that look if it was all black behind it for nighttime? And then a little bit better with some bowls and more color on there. Oh, here's that same. This one's excellent. You see how it follows the thirds?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
And these little details over here. Anytime you have a lamp or a TV, they should be on. I think tables with stuff on them is excellent. Even this little table here has stuff on it. This, I think I'd pull out, but really nice photographs. Again, that's just a simple basket on there. Leading lines, something we haven't talked about. So here's a photograph. You see the lights are out. I don't know, there's nothing that speaks to me about that, but turn on those lights and come more forward. These lines lead you right into the photograph. Leading lines are really important. Can anybody pick apart some things in this photograph that they would do different?
Trash can.
Trash can.
Nail fan.
Light on in the mirror.
Electric going to
Oh
the
yeah,
TV.
light them in the mirror.
TV, yeah,
You only have a little bit of the fan.
right.
Maybe the door.
And the
Yeah,
door. Excellent. Door's gone.
Get rid of the
TV's still
TV
out.
line maybe.
Pardon?
The TV electric line.
Yeah.
maybe.
The
If
cord.
somebody's sleeping in the bed in the reflection.
That would help, huh? So with the TV on, I just think it brings a lot more to it. Wow, I don't know what happened to this photo. But again, putting something right here in the foreground. And for the photograph, these three should just be moved towards the edge of the countertop.
Are those little plants?
Yeah,
they're not even green, so what kind of? What
They
do
are. They
but,
are.
But I'm just saying, in the picture, it doesn't look like they're
No,
green.
I don't know what happened to this photograph.
There's a dent in the fridge. It looks like a dent.
Yeah.
Or is it a shadow?
That's a shadow, but it looks like a dent.
Yeah.
It's a whitewash kitchen.
Again, the empty counters, I think, make it look a little boring. I would always put something on there. This cropping is really bad. And who would leave a telephone in there?
Right.
You have to do your own cropping after the professional photographer, right? Normally,
You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
but
have to
I don't
set
know.
it up
Do
for
you?
the
I'm just
photographer.
I'm curious. Whenever we get professional, okay,
Yeah, of course I do.
okay.
So this is a really great photograph, I think. It's just straight and level. Again, if it was a little bit higher angle, it would show off their nice staging here. It would show more of this wood and less of this up here.
Looks a little tilted.
Kind of dark in here. Well, some of it could be my sloppiness of pulling it from the internet. Just a little bit of stuff on there goes a long way. You could imagine if this was all blank, how much more boring the photograph would be. Not a really good close-up, but these are ideas of what you can have. This one's really nice. There's a couple really nice coffee stations in here. Games.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, I think this is great. I would have removed the sign for the picture and then put it back. Details, you were talking about opening drawers, wasn't it you? Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is great, depending on what website. So some of the websites, it seems to be less appropriate to have some of the detail shots, or I'm on one that only allows 10 shots per property.
Really?
You really have to pick. I think on here, towel racks and bathrooms and stuff should always have something on them. You can see the difference just by putting a little bit of color there. They're empty bottles, but they work. Wow. That's my copy work. That was a really sharp photo. But this one, oh, I don't know what happened to everything. It was really nicely, you can see over here, it's got a whole setup on this side. For some reason, it's not showing on here. So appliances and stuff are nice. Now, when you photograph them, this might be how they're set on the countertop, but for the photograph, you got to bring them in close. You can't have all that space on a close-up. Why do they look so white up here? This is a great photograph with leading lines using the pool sticks to go down here. My objection is that.
Would you have it flat or on?
I'd have it on, yeah.
The angle's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Yeah, there's nothing I'm going to do with that.
What
TV.
would you put it in the TV?
What would I put on it?
Yeah.
A movie. You got to be careful. You want to make sure there's
not-
no
It's
sex
not midget
scenes
porn.
or anything like that. A National Geo would be good.
Scenery is always pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. Take the picture at the wrong time on that movie.
Right. I have some videos that I did in the very beginning where O.J. Simpson came on what I recorded, and I'm like, oh, this is just not good right now. Again, TV.
We Photoshop. We had movie scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the TV. This is little things that they could have done was it's too close to these two big pieces of furniture, and the gray pillow really bothers me. But you bring that one forward, it's nice leading lines into the middle of that photograph. This is a well-cropped photo. It goes over here more. I'd love to see the TV on, but look how that's inclusive of a couple sets. Just really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit higher of an angle too, which makes it really nice over there. Really nice leading lines with the pool table, the carpet, and the pool sticks showing the outside. I think I would prefer to have that light on. I don't know, maybe it's off because it's too bright because it's just through glass. I would definitely have the TV on. So this is kind of a bad time of the day to be photographing out at the pool. The light's too bright, but it's really nice the way they have this together. Again, I look at the TV. This is totally in the thirds. Very nice. I love this photograph. There's so much more you can do with a pool. Oh my gosh, you can't even see the water. We've got a nice big waste paper can.
Would that just be to show you the magnitude of the pool? And
But
to
it
take
doesn't.
note-
It
On the
doesn't.
backyard though.
If you were up
yeah, yeah.
higher
Oh, I see
shooting
what
down
you're
on
saying.
it, you'd have lots of blue.
Gotcha.
And
Still get the same
I
result.
think this is a fountain of some sort.
Yeah.
I would have the waterfalls on. I saw, this is totally boring. And I sat there, I'm like, how would I change this and make it better? And the next image I looked at, same place. What a difference.
Huge.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's so up close.
I
on
get rid
that
of the
one,
sweepy, but,
You can't see the end of the pool anyway. Of that first one?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it
just
cuts the whole end of it off.
super boring.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why they have the pool sweepy in there. I saw that in a lot of listings I looked at. The sweepies were in there. I'm like, really?
Oh, we made that mistake the first time.
Did you?
I'm like, oh, it bothered me when I saw the film like that.
Yeah, because if you're already
Ugly.
photographing, it's hard to pull it out because then you get
Ugh.
splashes of water where you don't want
Yeah.
them. But this is probably, for me, I learned a big nugget doing this little put together for you. That's a decent picture of the jacuzzi and the pool.
Turn it on.
But watch, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is just like so ingenious to have that like that.
And the sky is much better here.
Yeah. I think I would have, well, there's a lot that you can change. All right, so now I'm still going through listings. This is a photograph on a listing. Are you kidding me? Why would somebody put this in here? I have like 5 of them. I'm like, help me. Whether you have a pro photograph or not, I think you should have somebody that's removed from the property look at the photographs. I know I'm emotionally attached to my properties and my photographs, but I have someone else look at them that knows nothing about photography, and you get some interesting insights that really help you a lot. But I'm on some websites that don't allow people in them.
Really?
Yeah, Hostaway won't like.
MLS won't.
Really?
Well, yeah. I don't know if Airbnb and Verbo do, but I start with Hostaway and they don't want people, so nobody gets people. I'm already spending enough time looking at photos.
Yeah, no, in Airbnb I know for sure you can, but
Do you have people in your photos?
we do a few of them.
What kind of setting?
We have his kids in the pool or playing, the giant 4 in a row in the backyard. Things like
Is
that.
that a game?
Yeah, the 4 in a row, the ones, yeah.
We have one up there.
We're playing chess. We have giant chess in the backyard.
Oh, yeah,
So
very
playing-
cool.
Yeah. And what else?
I don't know. I would.
In the sauna.
You have someone in the sauna.
Really? Yeah, I wouldn't do it personally, especially if it was my kids. There's too many weirdos.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just would feel strange about that. But it does make a much more interesting photograph. You're right.
Yeah.
I think it just